families that lost their entire livelihood from this hurricane given $750 if their application is accepted. That's not putting Americans first.
How do you feel about the fact that Donald Trump threatens to withhold FEMA aid from states, if that kind of stuff bothers you?
I mean, frankly, at this point, FEMA's broke. So what, like, FEMA's given so much money to illegal immigrants.
How do you feel about Donald Trump threatening to withhold aid from states because he's upset about it?
I think on both sides, there's things that I don't agree with.
How do you feel about Donald Trump threatening to withhold? You see how hard it is for you to answer a question, right? How do you feel about Donald Trump threatening to withhold aid?
I just said I wouldn't agree with that.
You said both sides. No, you said both sides. I'm asking you, how do you feel? I'm not asking if you agree. I'm asking how you feel. How do you feel? How do you feel when Donald Trump says you're saying you don't agree with that? I'm not asking if you agree. I'm asking how do you feel? How does it make you feel?
You have an agenda you push.
I'm not pushing an agenda. I'm asking you, how do you feel about Donald Trump threatening to withhold aid and withholding aid from states? Yeah, from.
I said I wouldn't agree with that.
I didn't ask you to agree to that. I asked how you felt about it. How do you feel about Donald Trump withholding aid from California for wildfires? How do you feel about that?
He's saying he doesn't like it. You're saying you don't like it.
Yeah, when California was facing wildfires, how do you feel about Donald Trump saying, I'm not going to give them aid because they don't agree with me politically?
I can make with that because I live in California is these wildfires that we've been having, as terrible as they are, majority of them have been nowhere near civilians.
How do you feel about the fact that Donald Trump withholds aid from states if they don't play ball with him?
The liberals do the same exact thing.
Do you acknowledge that Roy Cooper, Brian Kemp, I think McMaster, and Ron DeSantis, do you acknowledge that all four of those governors said that Biden contacted them immediately after the last hurricane to provide aid?
Do I acknowledge that?
That they said that? All four governors?
I mean, if they said that and I can see something that
okay, so when you say, can you give me a single example of Biden withholding? Can you give me Can you give me a single example of Biden withholding aid from a state for a natural disaster?
Withholding aid? I can give you examples of how they've failed at giving aid.
Can you give me a single example of Biden withholding aid?
They only give $750 to people that lost their entire livelihood.
Do you think FEMA? Do you think all FEMA does is give $750 to people?
Traveling when we had wildfires in Hawaii. So what I'm saying is,
did Biden ever withhold aid? Did Biden ever withhold aid from any state?
What do you mean withhold aid? He gave
as in, like, so for example, when Donald Trump's department only approved 1% of the aid that North Carolina asked for after the hurricane in 2016, when North Carolina only got 1% of their aid approved, or when Donald Trump denied aid for a few days to California because he didn't.
This is all you do is find the things that maybe he didn't do. Why aren't you looking at the things he did?
I'm looking at the things he did do this. He denied a thing. That's the thing that he did. He denied it. Presidents aren't supposed to deny. They're not supposed to play politics like that.
You can't even give credit where credit's due. He housed people at his residence in Florida that were being impacted by the hurricane. He was out on the grounds of people that were impacted by the hurricane. He was out there. You can't acknowledge that.
Who,
I can
Trump?
acknowledge yes. I can acknowledge if he withheld things.
Why the fuck do I care if he's out on the ground trying to win votes?
Exactly. That's your thing.
Who did Donald Trump help when he was out on the ground? What are you talking about?
Okay, do you have another question, Jake? It's like he can't acknowledge